Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is a scene for Kingdom of the Southern Gates. Something extremely concerning has been happening, and Dominic and Isaac feel that it's basically time that they need to bring this concern to the king of the Spring Court, as it is a Spring Court concern. But for the moment, Ash and Rocky are basically kind of sitting in the throne room, not necessarily on their thrones. No, what it is that Ash is sitting on his throne, but he's sitting on it sideways. Like his legs are kind of like hanging over the edge. And he's got Rocky sitting in his lap. She's eating a bowl of macaroni and cheese with pickles. And every couple of bites, he'll just lean in and go, ah, and ask for a bite.
And she will happily give it to him.
His throne, by the way, is basically shaped of living wood, and it has delicate kind of blossoming flowers and leaves on it and things like that. It actually seems like it's been spliced and hybrid of a few different kinds of trees and plants. And it's a very beautiful affair, and it's not too large or ostentatious, but there is also only one throne. There is no queen throne or anything like that. She's just basically got to chill with him on the throne or stand next to him. But for now, she's sitting on his lap on it, and they hear footsteps approaching. And Dominic and a fellow she's never met come in, but she's fairly certain it's Hayden, except Hayden shrank, maybe.
And where's the super lightning aspects?
That's the other thing. There's no super lightning aspect.
Get out of Ash's lap and let him be all proper for court. Kind of chair as she eats.
He'll sit up and he'll sit straight in the throne and look to them. And Dominic will give him a nod. And Ash will look over at Isaac, and his brow actually goes up. And he's like, well.
Isaac swallows, and he smiles. Your Majesty?
Haven't seen your face in a while.
He nods.
Well, no, I saw it this morning, actually, but I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Are you doing okay? Do you have a problem?
He looks to Dominic.
Dominic will nod and basically kind of let him take over.
So well, you know how long I've been gone.
He'll nod.
I came back to visit yesterday at the behest of my girlfriend.
Oh.
And Hayden saw me. And, at first he was really, really happy to see me. And, I thought it was cute the way he was acting. And then he immediately slapped a collar and a leash on me and said that I needed to go home. So he thought that I'd only been gone for 2 weeks, and all he could see me as was his dog.
He blinks as though he's not quite processing what you're saying.
Turns her head with a mouthful of mac and cheese. Does he have anything dog-like about him that she can see?
Oh yeah, he's a beast true friend.
Yeah, he has some dog-like qualities. His nails are black.
Yeah, his nails are that. It's not a shiny like that matte black.
Yep. And he has some body language cues that would be reminiscent of a dog.
The way I've always seen it, especially when you're in a court or freehold, and you can agree or disagree with that, that's fine, is that you always have, if you're a beast, that you probably have kind of ephemeral animalistic features, basically. They're not like there on your mask, just like the memories of basically like having a tail or like ears and things like that.
Yeah. Which is fine. So yes, he does have some dog-like characteristics.
Yeah, but he's definitely some sort of a retriever or working breed dog. And Ash just bites his lip, basically.
Rocky's. It looks like she's adding stuff up in her head. Like she's physically like punching the air like a calculator.
Yeah. He wouldn't listen to what I was saying, that I have a life and a job, a place to live. It's like he wasn't hearing it. And he seemed genuinely confused that I was trying to tell him, I've been gone for 4 years, but he kept insisting 2 weeks.
Well, I can confirm you've been gone 4 years. I remember the day you left.
He chews on his lip.
How long ago was the beating? Almost a month ago now, right?
The gala was about a month ago, yeah.
A beating.
Yeah, he got beat up pretty bad, so I'm wondering if dementia and the fact that he's as old as he is like maybe he took a hit to the head one too many times.
From what we were talking about yesterday, it's not necessarily a physical head thing.
He did lose everything in that fire, though.
That could have sent him over the edge. And he looks genuinely concerned that Hayden was beaten up.
Yeah, Dominic will nod, having a psychological background like he does. Dominic will nod and basically say, if Hayden was pacing himself with the things in his life, if he had little catch-alls, memories, things that were helping him, he'll chew his lip. The loss of those could have certainly deepened a dementia-like state.
Isaac will nod. But yeah, he just immediately upon seeing me just wanted to take me away.
Rocky kind of flinches a little at that particular phrase.
Yeah, Ash does too. He has been, I won't lie, I've noticed for some time his advanced state has left him at times questionably like them.
Isaac nods.
He'll chew his lip.
Can we talk to the Summer King? Since if something has to be done to him, it will directly impact him.
It's too soon. To the shifting of the courts. They
I
shifted.
wonder how much he knows, if he knows.
He'll shake his head. Do you two want to go and speak to him?
Yeah, I can go talk to him. I'm good at talking to everybody. I've been practicing.
I know you've been. He'll kind of reach out.
The people in the corridors don't even roll their eyes when I stop to talk to them anymore. I mean, I'm doing better.
You are.
Isaac kind of looks at Rocky and he, uh, we haven't met.
I'm so sorry. Isaac Falk. This is Rocky Barnes. Rocky, this is Isaac.
She gives a polite nod. I'm not allowed to curtsy anymore.
That's just
He'll give a curious look like, what?
And she has this very strong autumn mental, so.
Mm-hmm. Isaac doesn't have a mantle.
I'm kind of with him.
Oh. Oh. Well, congratulations.
I'll smile at him. Thank you.
Surprised you hadn't heard. I thought everybody had heard by now.
I've been kind of under a rock lately. Haven't really kept up with what's going on in the courts.
And Rocky has a need to say something, but she knows that it will not go over well. So she leans down and whispers in Ash's ear.
He leans up.
Did he end up under a rock chasing a stick?
Ash just loses it. Like, fuck that. The King of Desire just starts laughing his ass off.
And
Like-
Isaac cocks his head very curiously, like, arf. He looks at Dominic.
Dominic just shrugs like, I don't know. Ash will basically kind of hold his hands up and he says, my suggestion is to either speak to the Summer King to bring the matter to his attention, or the Winter King, as this is bordering on effects of the True Fae.
I know the Winter King better.
He'll nod. And I'm too lazy to switch overlays.
Yeah, I can go talk to the Winter King. You can tell she was about to say something else, but she changes it to the Winter King.
His brow furrow.
Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to call him by his first name in public.
Probably not. He'll shake his head.
So see, I did the right thing.
And I'm so proud of him.
Also, the chef is changing out all the dishware, just so you know.
Why?
Because I was tired of white.
What color is it now?
I told him any color, just not white.
Oh god, he'll just shake his head like, okay.
Isaac is amused.
I'm envisioning Oh, go on.
He kind of plays with his hair and he says, "What's wrong with white?"
I'm envisioning the scene from The Birdcage. If you've never seen that movie, I'm sorry.
What's wrong with white? That's a long personal conversation that I'm not sure I'm ready to speak to you about.
He'll nod.
I love how people just aren't ready to unpack white supremacy with him at any point in time. How is
it has
this
nothing to do with white supremacy for her.
I know. It's an inside joke.
Right? Isaac's he just shrugs his shoulders and is like, okay.
This apparently is like Nick eating.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not going to finish the last few bites of her macaroni and cheese.
Ash will open his mouth.
Isaac will furrow his brow and he'll say, am I supposed to go speak with the Winter King?
Mm. Take Rocky with you.
He looks at Dominic like, don't leave me alone.
You're a stout lad. I'm sure you'll be fine.
You can Are you sure you can't come with me?
It's my children's first day of school. I have to pick them up.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
I haven't shot anybody in weeks. You're fine.
Don't insult him, or hit on him, or not hit on him, or point out that he mildly looks like a woman. Unless he hits on you. Then you can. You got all that?
Was that Dominic to...
Yeah, that was
Isaac?
Dominic to Isaac.
Isaac will just like, okay.
You'll do fine. He likes dogs. I don't mean to... I'm sorry. It's there.
No, he nods. Okay. Okay. He's still not very convinced, but he will reluctantly leave Dominic. Very reluctantly.
Wave at him. He'll think to almost say something, and then he'll shrug and not say it and kind of wave him off. Like, nah, don't worry about it.
Rocky gives
Yeah.
Ash a kiss.
That kind of just piques his curiosity, and he says, "What?"
I'm sleeping with his wife. What could go wrong? You're just...
Right. I
just
remember you
hands
telling me
off.
that yesterday. That's right. Oh,
And aware of
That's-
that, and you'll be okay.
okay. Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Okay.
You'll be fine. He'll walk over and scritch the spot behind his ear.
Oh, he melts.
See, you're good, okay?
Yep. He melts.
You're a good boy. You do good things.
Thanks. He'll hug Dominic.
He'll hug him back very warmly, like big brotherly. And then he'll spin him around and give him a little push. Go on. Go
Rocky
adventure.
gives Ash a kiss and then starts after them.
He gives him. He gives her like a polite but still deep kiss, and he'll wave at her. And Dom will kind of go and stand next to the throne and watch him go.
He'll look to Rocky and... Okay, I guess we're gonna go see the Winter King.
Yep. Do you want to drive or do you want me to drive?
I can drive, that's fine. I have a decent car.
How tall is he?
He's 6 feet.
Yeah, she's really short to him.
Uh-huh, he's like looking down at her like... You're a chew toy. No. He doesn't say that out loud, but that's what he's thinking.
Oh, how do you only though?
He'll say, "Do you want a lift?" He's offering to carry her.
I'm perfectly capable of walking. Thank you.
Shrug. Okay. And he'll go out to his car, which is a red Honda Civic.
There's a Fardos.
And they'll drive to the Winter Court.
Okay, so you drive to the Versace mansion, and after kind of a quick check, although Rocky being with you kind of gets the check expedited a little bit, they'll tell you that he's by the courtyard pool, and basically, as you walk through the court, you'll feel the temperature start to drop in the air as you get closer.
Yeah, Isaac will audibly, like, kind of shake, like a dog does when they've subjected to new stimuli.
Mhm. And they'll come into his presence, and he'll basically kind of look up and look over at them with his very piercing pale blue gaze. And he's dressed very simply today. He's wearing a pair of dark jeans with neat shoes, a black dress shirt with a black hooded peacoat over it with the hood down, and his arms are crossed, and he's basically kind of smoking a clove, and he'll look over at them. He'll note Rocky, and he gives her about the most polite, "you're my wife's best friend, so I'm not going to completely write you off" look he can. With him being in court, he can be a little dismissive, and but he doesn't outright dismiss her. So, hey, it's a sign. And then after a moment, he'll kind of look at her and smile, a distant smile, but it's about as warm as he could be right now.
Your Majesty, and she'll give a polite little curtsy. He's one of the 8 people that outrank her.
That's funny. Isaac averts his gaze. He does not make eye contact with the Winter King. A very submissive pose. He'll say, "Hello, Your Majesty."
He'll give a little nod of his head.
I come. There's something of concern that is nearing the gamuts of your purview. We've come to speak to you about it.
Speak.
The member of the Supreme Court, Hayden Stormborn.
He'll draw a mouthful of smoke and release it.
Of late, especially since the attack, he's been displaying numerous traits attributed to them.
When one is as old as Hayden is, that is of little surprise.
Isaac will chew his lip and he'll say, Hayden raised me the time I came out of the hedge till about 4 years ago. I left to kind of give him space since we look very much alike.
And he was in love with you, but he probably didn't know that.
He blinks.
He just raises a brow, like, and what?
No. He shakes his head.
Extreme narcissist. Shouldn't surprise me. You look just like him.
He'll nod at that. Right. So
I'm not saying you don't have qualities of your own that I'm sure he found himself attracted to. Devotion, loyalty, love. He favors the company of men, after all. And you all go.
he'll smile. I was curious about seeing him again. And a little push. I went to court yesterday, um, mostly intending on seeing Dominic, but ran into Hayden. He immediately threw a leash and a collar on me and wanted to take me away, take me home, because I was his dog. And according to him, I'd only been gone for 2 weeks.
One has been alive as long as he has. What is 2 weeks? What is 2 years? I myself sometimes have trouble remembering that.
He'll nod. Just
I
very.
I've missed days, but not years.
It's very, very disconcerting. I had to stand up to him, which really wasn't that easy for me.
Hmm. What do you want of me?
We don't know what to do about him. He's becoming more and more like them.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I guess we just want some advice.
I have 2 bits of advice for you. One, the advice you've come for, and one is my own offered, because I like Rocky, and I loathe a certain person.
He'll nod.
The first bit of advice I have is that very quickly Hayden has lost all touch with that which has been anchors in his life. He lost his position as archive. He lost his home. In a way, he lost his health. He was beaten to within an inch of his life. A beating like that can damage one in ways that you don't catch at first. The mind, the body. Sometimes symptoms don't show up until later. When you've had so many things detach you from reality, and when you have so much sitting in your mind. So my advice, I have 3 paths that are the most logical. 1, kill him. They'll shrug like I don't give a shit. 2, encourage him to return to Arcadia. Make ties and establish with Mythmensics and accept that he's going to become one of them. Could put you in contact with people who can help you with that. 3, relieve him of the burden of some of his memories and set new anchors from him. Reset his mind, as it were. A bit of a... Are you familiar with computers?
Yes.
Defrag the hard drive.
He'll nod. Yeah. That last one seems like maybe the first one we could try. I don't necessarily want to really see him become one of them.
I consider death to be in a more appreciable offer.
He swallows and
Well,
nods.
I do because I'm compelled to, but he'll shrug. Whatever.
So
Thank you,
try
Your
and
Majesty.
Elias will look at her. What?
You said thank you, Your Majesty?
I'll nod at her.
Isaac will say, kind of to himself, so try and clean out his mind or kill him.
It's not just enough to clean his mind out. You need to establish all but a new identity for him. So it's very lucky you have Miss Rocky by your side. As I understand it, she's had to do it twice. You have to set up new anchor points for him, new things that he can build his mind onto so that the dementia set in is checked.
I mean,
How you would go about resetting his mind, though. That I don't have advice for you on.
does that mean he would have to forget about me and Dominic and his lover?
I don't know.
Some of it could be used as new anchor points, but you have to be careful because you never know what's gonna cause it to crack.
Mm-hmm.
He'll
See?
nod.
Lucky.
He smiles.
Oh, the second thing I wanted to tell you. A hit order came across for you this morning.
From me?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, shrug. It's not one that is due on request. It is to be carried out if circumstances arise. I just happen to hate Nikolai Petrova. He's sloppy,
His
arrogant, narcissistic.
jaw clenches, and he gets very intense look in his eyes.
He doesn't have his father's patience or manners or class. And I would have killed him off a long time ago myself if I didn't want to make an enemy of his father.
I'm dating his, for lack of a better term, daughter.
I don't know whether to apologize to you or congratulate you. I'm sorry.
He'll smile and blush.
Lovely girl, I wouldn't put any part of myself in anything that was ever connected to that family.
Didn't know who she was associated with when I met her.
Well, I have opinions on that too, but I don't think they really need to be shared right now, do I?
May we know the terms for the execution? Or is that asking too much?
If his station should slip below what he finds acceptable to his ward condition, should he fall to an impoverished state, should he become abusive, should he attempt to isolate her,
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Fair enough. You should be good.
he'll shrug. He'll say, I don't know if you would or wouldn't. I don't know you well enough.
He's a dog. I mean, and he seems to be a well-trained dog. Sorry, and nothing.
You are literally standing before me saying that the person who trained him might fall to the gentry. Let's just be clear about that. It's not that I take any
Fair point.
It's not. He'll look at him and it says, "It's not as though I have any malicious intent towards you." He'll shrug, like I'm not trying to be a dick. Just you're upset. I'm sorry. I understand this must be frustrating for you. Perhaps it's just not worth it.
What is it? Trying to save him?
No, the girl.
Oh.
Trying to save him is a given. I assume you're going to try to help the man who raised you. It's the least you could do. It sounds like one of those things where it's like, I wouldn't do it, but you're quite as petty as I am, so.
Olivia.
No, Elias, but that's fine. Olivia is a beautiful name nonetheless.
No, that's her name.
Thank you for your time, Your Majesty.
It's one thing.
And your advice.
Yeah, he'll look over and he'll say, "That's one thing I always appreciate about you, Rocky. You always know when to leave." And he'll pull out another cigarette and light it.
And she will hook her arm on Isaac and be like, "Come on."
Yeah, he's going. And before he does, though, he'll thank Elias. Say, "Thank you for your time and advice, Your Majesty."
Not his head at him.
And he'll leave.
All right, so we have two options. We can go and talk to the Summer King, who's in a motley with him, with Hayden, and see, since he's motley mates, what he wants to do. We can go back to the Spring Court and talk to Ash, the king, and see what he wants to do with these options. We can go back and just kill Hayden, or you can try and rewrite his brain on your own.
I wouldn't know how to do that.
Really easy. Destroy who you are.
Can we
You were destroyed once. Remade. Be better. Be perfect in their eyes.
He
Be what
whimpers.
they desired.
He's trying very hard not to cry.
So I think the best option is to talk to his motley mates, especially the Summer King, because he's going to be the most temperamental. And the most likely to kill one of us. I'm pregnant, so that may hopefully let me off the hook. And I'm a pseudo-monarch. But you're a good kid, right?
Who are you calling a kid, Shorty?
How old are you?
Older than you, guaranteed.
Are you sure?
I'm sorry.
And just how old do you think I am, buddy?
I don't know. 19, 20?
Nope. Keep going up.
22,
Keep going.
24.
That's better. That's correct too, but that's not the point.
See, I'm older than you. I'm 30. Kid.
All right, old fart, then let's go.
He shakes his head. Fine. Let's go talk to the Summer King. Am I going to meet all the monarchs today?
No.
I have a really fun thing for you guys. You're just gonna enjoy life in a moment.
Okay.
I'm giving you a chance to do something about something. So when you get to the Summer Court, you can't just fucking walk in on the Summer King. It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Summer Courtier sitting there, basically kind of like on like one of the tables. Once you get into Summer Court, once they escort you in and stuff like that, and he'll tilt his head and he'll look at you guys. Hello. And he'll smile at them.
Sorry, that was not a character reaction. You did that to me on purpose.
Guys, he's a Summer Courtier. And he'll smile at Rocky. Hello.
Good afternoon, and how are you today?
I'm doing fine.
I was wondering if we could meet with the king, if that would be possible.
Oh my. Do you want to have tea with him? Smile.
I don't know that we'd be having tea, but definitely a short chat.
He'll hop up from the table and kind of pull his shirt down. One moment, Your Majesty. And bow to her playfully.
He just
And
smiles.
he'll go, and he'll come back a few minutes later and hop back up on the table. He says he will see you as soon as he can. Maybe a couple of hours, though.
Awesome. Do you guys have a gun range in here?
Yes. But that doesn't mean you can go to it.
Isaac will actually kind of chuckle.
Do you have a gun range I can use in here?
He'll smile at her. Do you have gun?
Yep.
How many?
Just one.
Something about the way you said just one does not sound like it's a complete sentence.
I just have one on me at the moment.
He'll hop up and he'll kind of shake his head and walk. And he'll take her to the gun range. And he'll kind of motion into it like, go have fun.
And she pulls out a 3-barrel pistol.
You see? And he'll hold his hands out like, come on. He'll notice that Isaac looks a little kind of worried. And he'll take out like a pair of those like noise cancellation earphones and like kind of very carefully put them over his ears. Like with a soft smile on his face. There you go.
He will smile gratefully, but he's still staying as far away from the gun range as he can possibly get.
He'll shake his head and he'll motion him to follow him. And he'll pull him into a soundproof booth. And kind of take the off of him and kind of lean against the glass, looking at her.
He will be very grateful for that.
I always liked her. She is friends with a woman that I fancied.
That happened to be someone named Rose Black.
He'll blush and look down. Maybe.
I've heard her name a lot the last couple of days.
He'll shrug. She gets around.
He'll nod.
What's your name? I'm Lexi.
Isaac.
He'll reach out, shake his hand, and then his brow will kind of go up. Ah, I heard about you last night.
He'll nod. Yes, there was quite a commotion at the spring court yesterday.
Oh, no, that was a toy. He'll lean in and kind of playfully say, Nikolai Petrova is my brother.
He'll, involuntarily, like, recoil back slightly. um, and he doesn't really say anything, and he just, after a moment, he'll go, I see.
You see nothing, Jon Snow. I hate him. He'll shake his head.
He'll breathe a sigh of relief.
He's holier than thou. He took everything our father ever taught us and twisted it. The only reason I don't strike him is because he's my brother. I can't bring myself to do that.
I was informed by the Winter King that should I dip below his standards, I am to be executed.
Oh my. You get a chance, you should talk to my papa about that. Why would he want that?
Because he believes that there is a certain level I must maintain to keep Olivia happy.
Oh my. Okay, I know why that is.
Why?
No, I'm not going to give you the exposition. He'll just shake his head and look out the window.
He'll kind of roll his eyes and shake his head, like, fine. Look, I've known her for 3 days.
With this crowd, I'm amazed you aren't married yet. I'll just shake his head. It's true love.
I mean, I care a lot about her. And she makes me feel things I've never felt for anybody before.
Oh my. He's watching Rocky. Like, he's listening to him, but he's watching Rocky.
But
He'll stick his head out the door and he'll be like, can it do 3-round burst?
Yeah?
I want one. I'll shut the door. Kind of lean in.
But no, I like her a lot. I want to see where things go, but we've known each other 3 days and I've already got a price on my head should things go wrong.
So look. Pussy's online in gold, for God's sake. We'll just shrug. You've known it 3 days. Whatever. It's not worth it. You that desperate to be with somebody? There's like 15 people I could hook you up with by tomorrow. We'll send you on a speed date. One of them's an ogre. Push the mouth on this girl. Oh my god.
He shifts uncomfortably.
Oh my. You like her? Oof.
When Hayden tried to take me yesterday, I couldn't bear the thought of being without her.
He just looks over at him like, oh my god. He says something in Russian and shakes his head and looks back out at the range.
Isaac kind of just wrings his hands and stands there.
He screams and fans his hands. It does! It does do 3 numbers! Oh! I need one. I look back at him. Go on.
He kind of just shakes his head.
Look at what it did. It went pew 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 at the same time. What did you have to say? It's important. I'm listening to you. Just pew pew pew.
I don't know. It's been a whirlwind last few days.
Listen, puppy. Okay? It doesn't matter how long you've known the girl. If she stirs your heart, she stirs it. 50-year relationships? One day was 3 days. We'll hold his hands up, okay?
I'll nod. Yeah. She does.
Mm-hmm. They'll notice that the Summer King basically kind of comes in and leans against the wall and watches them. And Alexi will basically kind of go out, and he'll go over to Rocky, and he'll give her a pouty lip, like, what do I have to do to get one?
Oh, sorry, that was to me. I thought you were still talking to Isaac. My bad.
No! He's been geeking out over the whole time.
Oh, to get one, this is just a prototype if you want it.
To blink. You are such magnanimous little queen. You show rule and greatness. Lord. Why
Battery will last you about 50 shots.
He'll shake his head. Why we don't have queen so good in our court? He'll look over at the king like, And the king just, like, that brow goes up to his fucking hairline. Like, shut up and get the fuck out of here. Okay. And he'll look down at Rocky. Goodbye, Your Majesty. It's good to see you.
Goodbye.
And they'll look at Isaac and wave at him. And as he leaves, the Summer King just fucking smacks him on the back of his head like, whap! Talk about my love like a vegan, I swear to God. He'll shake his head and look at them.
Your Majesty. Thank you for saying yes.
Good. Go on.
All right, so we need to talk to you about Hayden because something's been going on with them, and you need to know because something's going to need to be done. I know you guys are like close. That's why we're here to talk to you about it.
He'll motion them to follow him.
And she will.
He'll take them to like his more private area. It's got like a large throne that's got like hides hanging on it and like antlers, and it's a total fucking, it's got, iron and things like that. It's a total fucking like thing, and he'll sit on it. And he'll get them some food brought, drinks, stuff like that. Safe stuff for Rocky. And meat and stuff like that. And he'll sit down and just kind of tilt his head. I ain't spoke to Hayden since a little bit after his accident.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. We think he's starting to slip into being one of them. With everything that he had anchoring him to this world, the little reminders, not being able to do his job, he's really starting to slip, and there's only like 3 real options, and 2 of them I don't really like, and the third is gonna give you somebody different.
What are the options?
Uh, the option that will give you somebody different is to break him and remake him. New kith, new body, new mind, new life, new world. The next option is to convince him to go back to Arcadia. Make
He growled.
connections and go about becoming one of them. And the third option is to simply just kill him.
I will see my motley mate dead before I allow him to become one of them.
Yeah, that's kind of my opinion on it. And I'd rather not strengthen their numbers if we can avoid it.
Isaac just nods in agreement with that.
But being one of his motley mates and the one in power at this point, I felt it was best to come to you about it. We can try and break him and remake him, but I can't guarantee the person you'll get when we're done. Everybody handles it differently. Like when we were taken and fashioned into what they envisioned for us, it breaks you to a point.
How would you do that?
There's a few ways that it could be done. I know a doll maker who did it to me. Like I said, though, I can't guarantee how he'll come through it.
What about his what about his boyfriend? His lover? What about him?
I haven't talked to him yet. I figure since you've known him the longest, you'd have the best idea of how he would want this to be dealt with.
If we're talking about a loss of his agency and slipping into the mind of a true Fae, he'd be the first to slit his own throat. I don't even. I've seen it. I've seen it coming. He spent so long in Arcadia.
I know, I've heard.
To be honest, I don't even know how he escaped.
Sometimes we don't even know how we escaped. Some luck. They let us go. Some people barely even remember even being there. The hedge rips everything from you on the way in and out. You know?
He starts to speak for a moment, and it's like he begins to speak, and he just completely pauses. And moreover, in the pause, he doesn't start speaking again. You actually notice that he's holding his hand up as if to pause her for speaking for a moment, and he just stops. And she noticed that Isaac is basically frozen in the position that he was in.
And she move?
Mm-hmm.
She kind of glances around.
I'll smile at her.
Oh, God.
No, 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 darling, no. What? No.
I've seen you before, haven't I?
Yes, of course you have. At the gala, I gave you the Louboutins. Oh, and your memories, but
Right.
whatever. He'll shrug.
Right. You gave me Ash's memories and the shoes. Can I help
Smile.
you with something? She smiles.
That's not how this works. It's the other way around. I figure you and I made a deal once. You sound like you're in a bind. Hi, we have a rapport. Here I am.
Okay, and what can you offer me that you think will help with this bind?
Oh, I could give you exactly what you wanted.
Which is.
Oh, wow. Oh, let me think. I could reshape Hayden's mind back to as if he had just returned from Arcadia without the, oh, I don't know, 7 some odd 100 years of capture. Make him right. Fix his mind. He'll smile. Just a little price. A trifle.
And what is it you want this time? Since I don't even remember what I gave you last time.
God, your firstborn is so passe.
She tenses up. My
Rose's.
family's off the table.
What about Rose's firstborn? No.
No.
I like her pig, though. But not that. I'll chew his lip. Your crown.
She gives him a confused look. My crown.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know that I can give that up. It's not mine to give. Sorry.
Just don't claim it, that's all. I don't want it.
Don't claim it.
No, Your Majesty. No, nothing. Just Rocky. Forever. You can still marry the king, of course, while he's a queen. Or while he's a while he's a king. You just can't claim the title.
Yeah, there's way too much that could go wrong on my end of things with that agreement. So I'm going to have to say no. And no, thank you.
So why don't you offer something, oh wise one?
Because I don't have anything to offer that I'm willing to give up right now.
No. What a sad state to be in.
No, actually, it's quite a happy state to be in.
He'll raise his fingers and go, Toodles, and disappear. I'm so glad you didn't take that deal. And the king will kind of go back to moving. And he'll just kind of blink for a second. I had a
And
thought
Rocky,
on my mind and it just completely left. Anyway,
and Rocky will turn it back around because suddenly she was facing the other direction.
yeah, he'll just kind of shake his head. Anyway, what were we talking about?
Hayden, and whether we kill him or break him and make him somebody different. Honestly, I think the kindest answer is death. Because he's already losing much of who he was as he's becoming like them. And breaking him, we don't know that he won't still become like them, just be even more different than he already is as he tries to find his new self.
Plus, then there are those that care for him that he won't recognize.
As I've heard, that's already starting to become a problem now, isn't it?
He still knows. He knows who I am, but he sees me for who he wants me to be.
And could you break him and then if it doesn't work out in his favor, kill him?
How much trouble could he cause in that time while he's trying to figure out who he is?
Well, it's a question of how many people consider him worth the trouble. I know I do, but I'm also coming out of season soon, and I'm weakest right after that.
If you and your Motley and his partner agree that his death is the best option, then we will kill him. If you all agree that breaking him and letting him try to have a new self is the best option with possible death afterwards, we will do that. Or whatever the mass consensus says. I'm not going to leave people's lives on the line for ifs, ands, or maybes. He's old. He's got a lot of strength on his own. And if he becomes one of them, that's just going to get more. And breaking him and remaking him may just prolong when this comes down to it. Are you going to break him and make him every 100 years? Will you even want to be around him at that point? His mind's so shattered that he doesn't even know who he is.
He gripped his jaw.
I know that me and Dominic, we want what's best for Hayden. Letting him become one of them is not an option. But is making him into someone else really best for him? He's already lost everything.
Once he's lost himself, what's to say he doesn't just become one of them?
If this weren't my motley mate.
If he weren't your motley mate, the simple answer would be just to kill him.
But
And
we
that's
could-
why we wanted to talk to you about it before any decisions were made, because he is. And while you are about to go out of season, he's still your motley mate, and you're still a king.
If he were not my motley mate, I would not make this suggestion. I can't even say it directly. He'll take a piece of paper and write on it and pass it to Rocky.
She'll take the paper.
Carry an iron nail on you. Bind it to your stomach.
She fishes through her pockets, seeing if she has a nail on her.
It needs to be iron, pure iron.
Yeah, I sometimes have those on me.
He'll nod. Go there. He shakes as his mantle and crown flares. Go there and talk to the Lord of the Island.
Okay, I will.
And I would appreciate it if you erase the last 5 minutes from your memory. Metaphorically. He'll get up and he'll walk out. He is getting so angry it's a little bit dangerous to be around right now.
All right, right, you ready to go, Isaac? Isaac?
Yeah.
Good, let's go. Come on.
And he'll shuffle out.
God, I wish she was free right now.
Alas!
All right, Rocky's going to swing by a hardware store and look up if they have any pure iron nails.
They do not. They do. I'm sorry, what am I saying? They do not. What the fuck? Yes, of course they do.
She's gonna buy the smallest package of them or an individual she can.
Okay.
And look at the name and the address.
It was just an address.
Okay, on the island. God, why do I feel like this is that guy? I hope it's not that guy. She's gonna shoot a message off to Ash. Wish me luck. I love you.
He shoots her back a message. All the luck in the world. I love you too.
And she's gonna she's gonna send a text to Rose saying, I may be going to meet him. And that dude wants your baby.
Thank you for passing that along.
Yeah, Rose realistically would not let Rocky go. Because Rose has him on essentially speed dial. So I don't know if
It could be one of those things where she's in bed and didn't get the message.
all right, fine.
It's just too
Or she's busy having sex with
One of her 8 million boys. Got it.
Yeah. She could be with a client at the Spring Court.
Pretty much, that's basically what I'm rolling.
And she will, before she goes there, he said put an iron nail in her stomach with that
Like,
paper.
He basically said to bind an iron nail to her stomach with like a bit of string or something like that.
Okay, she will also have gotten string then, and a small spool of it, and tied it repeatedly around the nail. Wind, wind, tie, wind, wind, tie, wind, wind, tie, and then wrapped it around her, and then tied it off so that it's pulling twice in both directions, so it's not gonna like slip to one side and slide off or anything. And she's going to head over there. She tells Isaac he doesn't need to go if he doesn't want to, but if he does, we need a nail for him too.
It would be a bad idea, but it was more not to touch the baby. Yes,
Oh.
your baby.
Oh. I didn't even think about that. Oh god, goodness.
That's why the king said, put iron on your stomach so the thing won't touch your baby.
Then yeah, they're gonna head. At least Rocky's gonna head out there.
Yeah, I suppose Isaac will go too. He's a dog. He's curious.
All right, so I don't know the full rundown on this dude, but don't agree to anything if you don't have to, and then really consider what you're agreeing to, and if it's worth it to you. And yeah, they'll head out to the island and the address.
Okay. So basically, when they get there, the address is to a private pier, and they'll pat them down, and they'll leave any weapons they have on them. Actually, they don't take them from them. They're just kind of like, be careful with those. Although it's not going to really do anything. They'll bring them to the island. When they get on the island, which is a little bit away, it's on one of the barrier islands, they'll notice actually that people seem a little bit stressed. And this is actually something that's going through the city right now. It's something that they've been kind of dealing with because there is a Category fucking 5 hurricane heading for the kingdom. So it is something that they've been kind of dealing with, and that's something that they're dealing with on the island as well. But the way that they're dealing with it is by getting insanely drunk, more than normal. And kind of being a little more like, well, everything can end. Let's have a good hurrah in case it does. And a very beautiful young woman, shirtless actually. She's got a sarong tied around her waist, but her breasts are bare, and her hair is pulled up into a very messy bun. Will approach Rocky, and she'll smile at her and say, "My name is Marina. I know you're from Rose."
You do?
Mm-hmm. I do. She's she's married to my father. She'll walk.
She will follow.
And she'll basically kind of make small talk with her for a moment. She'll bring her into a room. When she comes into it, Rocky and Isaac both just suddenly feel very much watched by a very intense predator. As a man basically kind of looks over to them.
Isaac will cower.
And he'll look right to Rocky. And he'll look to her stomach. And he'll look back up to her, and his eyes will narrow a little bit, but he also kind of nods, as in, like, smart move. And he'll tilt his head and think a moment. I've heard of you.
And if you're who I think you are, then I've heard of you.
He'll walk forward towards her. He'll kind of casually reach over and scratch Isaac behind the ear. Relax. I'm not going to do anything to you. I like dogs. And he'll, like, stroke his cheek.
Isaac will relax slightly, but he's still very much on guard.
And he'll look down. Actually, he's not terribly tall. He's only about 5, no joke, about 5'2" or 3. But he owns much more space than that. Like, he's physically only about 5'2" or 3, but he just takes up much more space than that. Like, with his presence. And he'll sweep his eyes, which are flaming, by the way, embers, to Rocky. He steps just a touch too close in her personal space.
She'll put her hand out and push him back to where she's comfortable.
She can't move him when he does.
She will take a step back. Keep a comfortable distance.
And he'll smile.
I've been sent here because we have an individual who seems to be slipping into becoming and she's not entirely sure how to finish that, if this is who she thinks it is.
Isaac will just whisper.
I didn't hear what you said.
He'll whisper, one of you.
Oh, one of me. Dashingly handsome, charming, suave, or true fair.
Last one.
Oh. He'll reach over and he'll stroke his cheek again, kind of running his fingertips down his neck. You're so pretty. I'll look back to Rocky.
We would like to avoid him slipping into that fate. While some may find it an appealing prospect, the individual in question, worthy of sound mind, would not.
The fact of the matter is at the end of the day, you all end up here. It's the greatest curse.
We were sent here to seek your aid. Can you help us bring him back mentally?
Sure. Why not? He'll shrug. You have to be quite desperate to come here for my help.
Apparently so. They'd rather not lose him if they don't have to.
My. So, restore his mind, but leave him be as is, enough of his personality peeking through. The man isn't changed, but he'll kind of wiggle his fingers like mumbo jumbo, heebie-jeebie magic thing. The true fayness isn't there anymore.
She looks at Isaac to confirm that that's what they want, since he's the only person here that.
And you can do this. If you can do this, what do you want?
What do I want? Nothing.
I'm not stupid. Everything comes with a price.
Oh, no. The fact that you are going to beat yourself up wondering what the price is going to fuel me for years. You would have had to make a deal with a true fae. Oh, God. That comes with its own inherent beauty. You understand that, right?
He nods.
I mean, I'm sure I could ask you for something, I don't know, Satan-esque, like your firstborn child or something. I don't know. He'll shrug, like, whatever.
I already had that conversation today.
Oh, God, no. He'll shake his head. I'm not that tacky. You have to bring him here, although I can do this for you. You have to trust me that I will do it for you without planting any seeds upon his mind that are going to erupt in your court one day and drag you all down to my level, whatever. But I would be willing to do it for a reason, which I will not tell you. He'll look at Rocky and shake his head. But for a reason. He'll smile. That is, if you want to take that option. You can also kill him. I don't particularly care. He'll shrug. I don't even know the guy.
We'd rather not.
You're just gonna pickle all around, aren't you? He'll put his hand on his chin.
He'll nod.
Well, I can offer you the least pickliest pickle. If you're willing to make a deal with the true fae. If you're willing to make a deal with the true fae, then I can form his memory to leave his personality intact, yet strip down thoughts, ideas, things that he's learned over time. You have to realize that I am literally millennia years old. I know how to do this. I am also true fae, that being said. But I'm not a screaming, raving maniac running. Am I? Lie to me if the answer isn't yes. You're so pretty. He'll put his hand on his cheeks. Like, fuck. Can I just clone you?
Well,
He kind of is the clone already.
Yeah. You know how dogs will sometimes take on characteristics of their owners?
Yes.
Well, Hayden, he raised me when I came back from the hedge.
But can I clone you?
I mean, I guess.
He'll snatch his hand up, and he has like one of those like armors on, and he'll basically swipe the claw of it down his hand until it bleeds, and tilts his hand over and shake it, and the blood like drips onto the floor, like drip, 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 drip. And then he'll run his.
Isaac just kind of drops his jaw. He doesn't really, cry out in pain or anything. He's just more shocked, like, what the fuck?
He'll kind of pass his palm over the wound. And in a few seconds, a beautiful blonde, extremely familiar, golden retriever will kind of shake up from like the floor, having formed there, and bark and sit down. Thank you.
Isaac will drop down and pet the dog.
The dog goes wild. He's like, and like licking at his face and stuff like that.
He's gonna be busy for a minute. He's like awestruck and can't believe it, and yeah, he's gonna have fun with the dog.
All right, so I guess the deal's been struck then, yes?
I mean, you haven't agreed to it, but
He did.
no, well, no, yeah, he did, but for the clone dog, but whatever. I could also technically clone your friend. Why didn't I think about that? Anywho, look, you gave me good ideas. Hope at the doggy's head. I could technically clone your friend, but at that point, then it's just kind of holding on to things for memory's sake. Whatever, I might as well just fix the guy. Just throwing out options. Anywho, but I think the best option is you bring your friend to me. Sorry, not we. We unscramble his brain. I take out all the pieces he doesn't need that are just kind of clogging everything up and making things seem like they're too fast because he's absorbed too much. That's what's happening. And we craft him some things in this life that he anchors onto, and boom, there you go. Fixed. You gotta kind of either tell people that you're coming to a true fae for this or find a way to lie to everybody about what you're actually doing. That's a small caveat. It's a small caveat, just a small one. Little one. And there are some people who, when they hear you're getting help from a true fae, get kind of pissed off. They consider you a loyalist. They might kill you or banish you. Hold his hands up. That's a small thing I thought I might want to point out to you.
We're not bringing him to a true fae, we're bringing him to a doctor.
Thank you. You're bringing him to a doctor. That's right. I got my PhD from... where do you get PhDs from?
TFU.
PFU.
TFU. The True Fae University.
True Fae TFU. Our mascot is the Golden Retriever.
Isaac will chuckle.
In neurology. He'll smile. I'm a neurologist. There we go.
Yeah.
Taking him to a...
We'll see you soon with Aiden.
Yes. So look at Isaac. What do I name him, though?
I don't know, I've never had a pet.
I'm not going to name him something like Fluffy or Fido right in front of this guy, because that's going to be really rude. What's your last name?
Falk.
I'm not naming the dog Falk, then people are going to think it's a never-ending story thing.
Falcor.
Exactly.
You could name him after the horse from the Never-Ending Story, Atreyu.
Look how that worked out. You sure you want that?
He thinks about that and then he shakes his head. No problem.
His name's Isaac, right?
Yes.
I'll name him Isaiah.
Or you call him Zeke.
Yeah, Zeke is a nickname for Isaac, actually.
Yeah, but that sounds kind of hick.
Isaiah's fine.
I'm going to call him Isaiah. And he'll kind of, come here, boy. And he'll run over. He'll like kind of like brush his cheeks. Who's a good boy? He's a good boy. Good boy. And kiss his forehead.
We'll be back, and Rocky's gonna try and drag Isaac out with her.
No, he's following. He's not lingering.
Do we have to admit that him being in two places at once is kind of weirding him out?
Oh, for sure. A little bit.
He's just patting all over the new puppy, like.
And she will head back to the spring court.
When they get outside of the island, Isaac is gonna look at Rocky and say, "I let him clone me."
Yeah, I saw.
Why did I do that?
I need to make a scar on you somewhere visible.
Why?
Ooh, your clone won't have a scar on your hand. Let this heal naturally. Don't magically heal it because you want that scar to stay so we can differentiate you. In case he tries to use you to infiltrate.
He'll nod.
Yeah, if he does let it heal naturally, it will create a scar on his hand.
Yep. That's what he's gonna do.
What happened to you today? Is True Fate clone me?
And they're gonna head back to the spring court, and Rocky's gonna. When she gets there, people can tell that she's stressed about something because there'll be a lot of dead leaves falling in her wake.
Yes. I think we can end for now, so
Okay.
that we can break the scene up a little bit, and if anybody else wants to join or anything like that, they can. Catching Hayden to bring him is not going to be easy, and his boyfriend should have a chance to know what's going on. So, if there's not anything else to do other than the rest of the plot, thank you players for playing, and thank you watchers for watching. Bye!